Thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. The other day, Young and Ace dropped a new song called Problems, in which he's still out here running around dissing Julio Fulio, even though Julio Fulio has been tucked away in a tomb for like 2-3 months. And Young and Ace is also dissing Julio Fulio's mother, who he allegedly pumed like 8 times. Watch this.
They mad at me, the nigga died, that's not my I'm getting rich off the dead like that's my can't trust nobody but my child. When I got shot, my brothers died, they won they. When I was lacking in weight cross, they won they. When this bitch got hit with that stick, that went my when his mom got hit with that shit, that went my hold on. Bubble 9 and J got hit, that's not my T got coke, I'm not a trap, that's not my Ace, why you speaking on the dead, that's my I'm from the bottom of the trench for real, I stay with a chop, I stay with a
Listen, can somebody please tell Young and Ace that if he keeps making these songs where he's continuously disrespecting the dead and also rehashing old pow-powings that took place in Jacksonville, he's gonna cuff around and go to jail. It's gonna be his problem. Listen, Young and Ace better be careful, because back in the day when Julio Fulio's mother got pow-powed 8 times, she identified Young and Ace as the hitter. However, the police were unable to arrest him during that time because they claimed that he was on house arrest and he was also on an ankle monitor, so there was absolutely no way that he could have pow-powed her 8 times.
That's the story I'm hearing, chat. So now she's a mother, she's not involved, she was a nurse or whatever the case is. This is what I hear. She got shot 8 times. The police showed up and asked her, hey ma'am, who shot you? Guess who she allegedly said shot her? I got shot by Young and Ace. Young and Ace was on some type of supervised release at the time. Police go, I guess his probation officer say, yo, you gotta come in now. And they're about to lock up Young and Ace for shooting Fulio's mom. Young and Ace was on ankle monitor. So it's like, well, we know exactly where you're at. You didn't tamper with it. It's impossible you did the shooting if the ankle monitor GPS says you're over here and she got shot over there. Now, I get it. She's a mom. I would hope she's not that closely tied or involved in the street shit. If your son beefing with some other popular rapper, then you get shot in the midst of it, which, by the way, 8 times, god damn it, she's lucky to be alive. Yo, if they say, who shot you? The nigga my son beefing with, Young and Ace. By the way, that's not snitching nothing like that. She's a mom. I would hope she's not involved in street life. But apparently, they wanted to lock up Young and Ace for this.
Say it with me.
Yeah. Now, in 2018, you were shot 8 times? Mm-hmm. And is this on one occasion? Like, can you take us through that entire day?
Charles had called me around maybe 4, almost 5 o'clock that morning. He texted me and told me that I think Crooks had hit like 1 million views or something like that, because he was in Atlanta. And I hearted it, and I'm excited. As I'm biking out, I'm letting my garage down. Then I just heard the bullets, heard the gunshots. The first thing I could think of was to duck down to the passenger side, because I'm thinking I don't want to get hit above the waist or whatever. I just slow rolled my car to the, like, playing like I was dead. I slow rolled the car so they could think I was dead. After like the coast was clear or whatever, I end up driving back up, and then everybody end up coming out the my neighbors end up coming out their houses and things of that sort.
Okay. And what do you do after that? Do you call the police, or do you drive to the hospital?
This neighborhood that I stay in, everybody called the police. This was something new to these people. I got neighbors running out with they weapons. I got a neighbor next door. She's a nurse. She's crying, trying to assist me or whatever to stop the bleeding. So everybody called. I did call the police as well.
And where were you shot at exactly?
I got hit up my whole left side of my body, but all the bullets like landed to my right side, and I suffered I got bullet fragments on my spine. The bullets are still in me to this day. I had a fractured femur. I had to get a split in my pelvis. I was on a walker, and things of that sort.
Yo, come closer to the TV screen or the phone, because I'm getting ready to tell you a secret. Do you think that the cops in Jacksonville know that if a criminal really wants to commit a crime, those ankle monitors are not a problem?
Investigators say Diego Martinez Espinosa, a Mexican national who was in the United States illegally, was on house arrest after he was accused of trying to distribute more than 10 kilograms of cocaine hydrochloride. Police say he concealed the drugs in the drum of a dryer. Espinosa was ordered to appear in court, and a judge said he had to wear a GPS monitor until his trial date, which was scheduled for next week. But for some reason, according to our local CBS affiliate, WTVR, the device went silent on March 1st. It's supposed to be charged a minimum of 3 hours a day. Now, Espinosa's landlord went over to his apartment to check on him. Espinosa was gone, but the cat was there. The GPS bracelet was found around the animal's neck.
Yo, these cats is just out here doing anything. But that drives home the point that if a criminal really wants to get out of one of those bracelets, a criminal will get out of one of those bracelets. So, my question is this. Just because Young and Ace was on an ankle monitor, does that mean that he didn't do it? What I mean is this. Is the fact that Young and Ace was over there on an ankle monitor a strong enough alibi to rule him out for the shitting of Julio Fulio's moms? Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Now, check this out. P. Diddy's accuser, Lil Rod, claims that he's been forced to go into hiding because he fears for his life after suing Diddy. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Lil Rod discussed what life is like now that he sued Diddy, and he also discussed Diddy himself. When talking about P. Diddy, Lil Rod said, "He's a monster. He'll do whatever's necessary to get exactly what he wants. He doesn't take no for an answer. He told me himself, I'll smack my mama. Anybody who can say that, even jokingly, is a monster. He's nothing to be played with." Now, after Lil Rod said that, he also disclosed that he's both scared and broke after going head to head with the diddler. Lil Rod said, "The last time I landed in LA, I knew we had connections there. I got off the plane worried. I masked my face and changed my outfits, trying to disguise myself. For sure, I was uncomfortable, paranoid, and afraid." After that, Lil Rod also went on to say that after suing Diddy, he's had to keep his location secret over concerns for his safety. Lil Rod said, quote, "There've been too many people trying to figure out where I'm at. I move locations, move states. Everything is private. My mom doesn't even know where I live. It's been like that pretty much all year." End quote. Now, after Lil Rod said that, he also disclosed that he's broke. And he said, "I'm broke. I have no source of income right now. Every month I'm trying to figure out how the bills are going to get paid. I've had my phone turned off for like 24 hours, and a lot of people just sit back and watch." Now, Lil Rod claims that the reason why he's broke is because after suing Diddy, most people don't want to work with him anymore. Lil Rod said, "Because of this lawsuit, most people don't want to come near working with me for whatever reasons, whether they've been in partnership with Puff or they just want to sit back and see what happens." He's a gatekeeper in the music industry. Listen, if I was Lil Rod's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, I would definitely advise my client not to be out here doing any more interviews, especially talking about your shaking in your boots, when just the other day you were filmed at 50 Cent's Humor and Harmony event with C Murder in Shreveport, Louisiana, talking about you want your money.
Got my nigga that suing Diddy for all that bread, nigga. Stop playing, nigga. You heard? My boy want that check, nigga. You know Human Harmony, nigga. I'm just saying. Rapper vibes. Whoa! By Monday. Want that money by Monday, Diddy.
See, if I was the judge in the case, and you came up to me talking about, "Oh my goodness, Your Honor, I was so scared for my life," and then I saw this video, I'd be like, "Wait a minute, you don't look too scared." But maybe Lil Rod was feeling mad safe down there in Shreveport, Louisiana, because he was down there with 50, and he knows darn well that Diddy might do a lot of things, but one thing that Diddy's never gonna do is mess with 50. But with that being said, Lil Rod can't stay in Shreveport and depend on 50 Cent's protection forever. So he better be careful, especially now that we know that Diddy still has reach and apparently still has enough money to potentially pay for a hit, especially after it was disclosed that Diddy is one of the major silent investors who teamed up with Elon Musk to buy Twitter. That's right, every time you tweet, the diddler is still out here getting paid, which just goes to show you that the diddler, aka the Darkest Night, is not going to be going down without a fight.
They say you either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And if that's what it takes to stand up to oppression, break the system, and stand for love,
Big Roach,
I guess you could call me a villain then. The Darkest Night.
You know something? If Diddy was Batman, then Gotham City would be all jacked up. Because Diddy would just be out there kicking it to everybody. Anyhow, The other day, Choke No Joke told a story about how he was at Steve Rifkin's house and Diddy even kicked it to him.
Yeah, I've never seen like orgy, but Diddy has hit on me at Steve Rifkin's house. And everybody at the house was gay, but I didn't know it until I really paid attention and looked around at my surroundings. I'm like, oh shit. It was after a BET Awards, we went to an after party.
Right.
Me, Lil' Kim, Hillary Weston, who was Lil' Kim's manager.
Okay.
At the time. We go to the after party, we run into Diddy, and Diddy tells us to come meet him at. He tells Kim and him, yo, come meet me at Steve Rifkin's house. And we all go over to Steve Rifkin's house. And while we there was another executive that been making passes at me a lot in the entertainment industry. He shows up.
For context, what does that look like?
What do you mean?
You know how if you shoot a shot at a woman, it could be either very direct or very subtle.
It's very direct. Trying to grab a nigga nuts, but you know when someone is attracted to you, male, female, I don't give a f it's a dog, and he humping on your leg.
Right.
You know the motherfucker on him. Oh, it was definitely obvious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially in hindsight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that lifestyle exists within the industry. It's a fact. From sports players, singers, actors, comedians, white, black, Asian, it don't matter.
So, because that's a whole conversation that you just said, even with the Diddy story. Like, how do you respond to that when he makes a pass at you? You play it off?
At this stage in my life, I'm more mature than to punch a nigga in his face. Right? So you just ignore it and, you know, you kind of give him the look like, nah. And giving that nigga the look made him just look hard and made me put my head down. Because he got 5 niggas standing around him. They like the whole booty mob. What the hell? I would grab Hillary by her shirt and I drag her ass outside. Like, yo, this nigga over here hitting on me.
Yo, you know what's killing me about this whole Diddy thing? It's like P. Diddy does not have a type. I mean, from Cassie to Choke No Joke to Little Rod to Carl Winslow, I mean, it seems like the only requirement that exists for Diddy to want to hit is like for you to be breathing. Which I don't understand, because I swear, there are certain people that I just don't want to sleep with. I mean, they're alright looking, there's nothing wrong with them, but I'm just not attracted to everyone to the point where I want to jump in a bed with them. So, I never understood how dudes like Diddy could run around trying to sleep with everybody. Listen, let me know what you think. 1, does Little Rod need to be scared for his life? 2, would Gotham City really be cuffed up if Diddy was the Darkest Knight? 3, if you were Choke No Joke, how would you have told Diddy no? Because like Cat Williams said, you gotta tell Diddy no.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
And 4, for all my people out there listening right now, do you discriminate and have standards when it comes to who you'll sleep with? Or are you like Diddy and are you ready to get down with anybody who's ready and willing? Let me know in the comments. Now, peep this. The other day, Conscious TV released the unedited video of Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, being interrogated by the police back in the day for SA, when he was a 16-year-old boy who was accused by a girl named Jennifer Hugh of accosting her by knife point, forcing her back to his crib, and essaying her.
8 o'clock in the morning for school, and I went to wake my uncle up for work. So as I was coming back, I bumped into this girl named Jennifer, and her friend was walking. It was a male friend, and I know him, he's my friend. So we talked. So after that, I just left, and I went back to my house. So I went to sleep, and my uncle had left and went out to work without locking the door. So the next thing I know, police was up in my face, talking about I had raped somebody.
You saw Jennifer today?
Yes.
And who was she with?
She was with this boy named, I think his name was, what's his boy name? I know him too.
How do you know him?
Oh, we used to play basketball in the park.
And do you know where he lives?
Okay. It's just a regular it was like a tournament in 150th Park. And we used to be on the opposite side of the team, and we used, you know what I'm saying? But I know his face when I see him, but I'm not sure. But I know his first name is what's his first name? I think it's Donovan. Donovan. It's something like Donovan.
Okay.
Now, after the full video was released, some people commended Conscious TV for releasing the footage, while others condemned him because they were like, you just out here trying to embarrass Nicki, just like all of these other YouTubers. For example, one person said, you did the damn thing with the research and receipts. Thank you for shining new light on this. I've been following this story for a long time. People need to be aware of the truth. Justice for Jennifer. And then somebody else came through and said, he went to jail as a teenager and did his time. Not sure what more y'all want from him. Listen, let me know down below. Do you believe that Kenny Petty's old 1994 interrogation video for SA is relevant to anything that's going on today? Or do you think this is just another attempt by people who are hating on Nicki to tarnish Nicki's reputation and make her look bad? Look, I don't know whether or not the video is relevant or if it was put out there to make Nicki look bad, but what I do know is when Kenneth Petty stopped in the middle of that interrogation to pick some boogers out of his nose, I was like, ooh, this ninja right here is shifty, low down, gritty, and grimy. Watch this.
And do you wear contacts? No? Does your aunt?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recognize this bottle?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Where do you recognize that from?
What I recognize it from?
Yeah.
From my aunt.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I may not know a lot of things, but one thing that I do know is when a dude goes into the nostril, full finger, no Kleenex tissue, no hesitation, that dude is
shifty, low down, gritty, and grimy.
Now, check this out. The other day, a debate sparked online because a woman jumped on social media and she wrote, my husband comes before my children. Y'all will never be that tight because y'all will never be a wife. Of course not. And then somebody else came through and was like, I'll never be the type of mother to choose a man over her children. Those are the worst type of women in my opinion. Now, after these two sparked the conversation, a whole lot of people jumped in the comment section, and one person said, get one first, because my husband would never let me serve him before blessing our kids first. And then somebody else was like, as a married woman, my husband and I both put our children first, to each his own though. And then after that, somebody else came through and was like, cater the husband, then we, as a team, cater to the children. Ooh, y'all just be on here wanting to be starting something. Listen, this debate right here is ages old and it's almost like which came first, the chicken or the egg. But let me tell you what my family taught me when I was growing up. They taught me that the kids come first because the kids are defenseless, but if push comes to shove, that grown behind man can fend for himself. Now, you may not agree, but that's what my family taught me. Listen, let me know in the comments, in your household, in the hierarchy of things in your household, who comes first? Does the man come before the kids, or do the kids come before the man? I mean, real talk, there's a smidgen of milk in the refrigerator, daddy's thirsty, and baby's crying. Who's getting that milk? But since we're talking about hierarchies and men, let me share this. The other day, Melissa Ford was talking during the Joe Budden podcast, and she said that more women would want to date Boris Kojo than would want to date Steph Curry, despite the fact that Steph Curry is worth more because Boris Kojo has a certain sex appeal that Steph Curry just doesn't have.
When Boris Kojo and Steph Curry walk into the same room, Steph Curry is gonna get flocked and flanked by a million groupie niggas. Women are gonna be able to get to Steph Curry. Boris, on the other hand, is gonna be a wide berth for every woman who's like looking at him. And here's the difference between Steph Curry and Boris Kojo is Steph Curry, he doesn't come across with having an enormous amount of sex appeal. Boris Kojo, he can't help but come across as ridiculously sexy.
I don't know the black men that have gotten to sex appeal slider.
My consistent point is marketing. I'm only responding to what Mel is saying. If this guy wants to be worth $1 billion, and we're watching him, so we see what he's trying to do, they're gonna want him to be as wholesome.
No. Here's the thing. We have so many examples of.
I identify as
We have examples of Boris Kojo and what we imagine him to be like in a relationship, wooing a woman and having sex. Why? Because he's an actor and he's portrayed roles in which he had to be all those things. And because we've already fantasized about Boris.
She's not. She's 60 years old.
She's cooking. You are.
She's not cooking.
I am cooking.
She's cooking.
I am cooking.
She's talking about her demo.
No, I'm not.
The young girls don't have no idea what fucking movie Boris Kojo did.
Why?
So that invalidate them?
Yeah, what you talking about? Halle Berry, you can't call a whole bunch of young niggas that know who Halle Berry is, but that don't mean that they wouldn't fuck that bitch.
Halle Berry Berry is.
That's not, yo, 25-year-old niggas is not looking at Halle Berry how we look at Halle
And
Berry.
Boris Kojo's
Just giving you an example.
That's all I'm saying.
Mel is saying this, and I think, let me try.
It doesn't even have to be.
Fam, they have sized Boris Kojo up sexually, mentally, in their brain. Nobody gives a fuck about Steph Curry shooting no three, running off a pick.
Hold on, let's
put Boris Kojo at his biggest in life. Pause. That's still a very small subgenre of fucking Jet magazine women that y'all are talking about.
How about this? How about this? You're underestimating Boris Kojo. You're underestimating Boris Kojo, and you're underestimating the amount of women worldwide who know who that motherfucker is and find him very attractive. And furthermore, let's take their careers off the fucking table. Let's just take. Yes, you can. Yes, you fucking can.
Yo, Joe was over there getting in his feelings. Now, after Melissa Ford said that, a whole bunch of people came in the comment section, and one person said, lie again, Steph is very handsome. And then somebody else was like, money or not, we'd all still pick Boris now and back in the day. And then somebody else came through and was like, she's right, Steph looks nice, but Bible study nice. And that's okay too. Listen, first off, let me say this. I'm not thinking about Steph Curry or Boris Kojo because I don't really look at married men like that. But just for the scenario, let me put that aside. If I was in a club and Boris Kojo walked into the club and then Steph Curry walked in 2 seconds after him and I saw them both, I think that I would shoot my shot with Boris Kojo. So yes, I think that Melissa Ford is right and more women would pick Boris Kojo over Steph Curry. And with that being said, shout out to Nicole Ari Parker for locking that down. Now, check this out. The other day, Lil Baby got arrested for having a gun on him, but he insists that he has a license. Now, in the new video footage which shows him getting cuffed up by the cops, we also see that when Lil Baby was getting arrested, he shouted out to somebody on the corner and he was like, listen, call this number for me, and if you do, I'll give you 20 bands.
Hey! I need 20 bands, call the number for me. Hey, security, the black guy, call the number for me. They locking me up for a gun, but I got license. Security! Security! I need 200 bands a year. You don't make 200 bands here. Let me go. Yeah, let me go. Back to LA. For James Harden's birthday. I got a show tonight. Yeah, it's his birthday. I know you was out here. We came here for his birthday. I came with myself, so I ain't sure about that. If I go to jail with a gun, y'all I get all y'all, so make sure y'all check me good. Nah, check me good. I got a gun in my nuts. Check me good. You on the camera? I got a gun in my nuts. Check me good. I got a gun. I'm gonna shoot myself in the head when I get in the car. I got a gun in my nuts. Officer, I got a gun. I'm in that car by myself. Can't really gotta go in.
Now, after people saw the video, a whole bunch of people came in the comment section, and one person said, for 200 bands a year, it was my gun, unhand him. And then somebody else was like, I would've yelled, what's the number, Dominique? I mean, Mr. Little Baby, sir? And then somebody else came through and said, I would've called that number and went down to the precinct to wait until his attorney got there too. Listen, you and me both, cause I swear, that right there is the easiest 200K that you could ever make. I mean really, when you really think about it, 200K for making a phone call, I mean that's like winning a lottery. Now, last but not least, the other day it was reported that T-Boz had to miss a couple of shows with her and Chili after she was rushed to the hospital for what the blogs have said was an abdominal blockage. Well now, T-Boz has come out to set the record straight, and T-Boz says, 1, she doesn't like people all up in her business, and 2, for all you people out there who like to make fun of people who are having health issues, guess what? Karma is going to hit you.
Hey everybody, first I want to start off by saying I really want to thank y'all for all the love and all the prayers that I got. I do appreciate that. Now, but I also want to say that I would have never put my business out there like that, but I guess because I missed shows, it had to be said, but I just don't think it should have been so detailed because I don't like people in my business and I don't like all this attention. There's so many other times that I have been in the hospital for sickle cell that y'all don't even know about, so I don't tell at all when I'm sick. My whole life I've been that way because I just don't like all this attention. And another thing that I don't like is that the people who make fun of people's health and stuff, y'all got some karma coming, because people have died from what I just went through. I want to say first, had nothing to do with sickle cell. Stop associating everything that has to do with my name with sickle cell. Everything that happens to me in my life, I am Tion Watkins. I just happen to have a disease, but it's not who I am and all that I am. Everything that happens to me does not have to do with sickle cell. Now, I will explain, since my business is out there, it had nothing to do with constipation. No, I'm not on Ozempic. Everybody and every celeb ain't on Ozempic. And I just want to say the ignorance is just like disheartening to me, because I would just pray for people, or if I don't have nothing to say, I would just shut the hell up and say nothing at all. But y'all don't know how to fucking do that. So anyway, it just amazes me how negative the world is, and it's so sad. But since it's out there, this can happen to any woman that has had a C-section or fibroid cyst removal or any abdominal surgery. It was scar tissue. It had nothing to do with what I ate. It had nothing to do with the insides of my intestines. It was the outside. I had scar tissue from a 24-year-old previous surgery, and it hit each other because your small intestines move, and it just blocked it. And that's it. It moved again and unblocked it, and now I am blessed, working again. I'm 3 days out the hospital, and life is great. And thank you again to all those who take it serious, because people's loved ones have died, and it's excruciating pain. I felt like the Hulk just took my stomach and just was twisting it. That's how I can describe it. It's very painful, and I wish this on no one, but it can happen to anyone, and it's not sickle cell related. And so I just thought I would use that as a way to educate y'all. And next time, we're going to change my name to Tinky instead of Pinky from Friday, and say I'm sick again. Say it again, because I'm better.
Well, I'm glad to see that T-Boz is feeling a whole lot better, and I'm also glad to hear that what happened to her is not related to the sickle cell, because sickle cell is a horrible disease. I mean, one of my best friends died of sickle cell. But with that being said, if I was T-Boz, I wouldn't be out on the internet explaining nothing to nobody. Why? Because what's going on with her body ain't nobody's business but her own. And now that we know that something's going on over there, all we really have to do is keep her held up in prayer, because we are not entitled to, nor do we need to know anything else. Listen, let me know what you think about Young and Ace still out here dissing Julio Fulio and his mom, even after Julio Fulio has left this earth. Julio Fulio's mom saying that Young and Ace is the one that powwowed her back in the day, but the cops saying he couldn't have done it because he was wearing an ankle monitor. Do you think that the ankle monitor is a foolproof alibi? Little Rod saying that he's broke and that he fears for his safety because Diddy is a monster. Choke No Joke saying that Diddy kicked it to him too. Conscious TV putting out the interrogation footage from 1994 of Nicki Minaj's husband Kenny Petty being interrogated for SA. Is it fair game to drop the old Popo footage even after he served his time for the crime? The woman who says that her man comes before her kids. Melissa Ford saying any day of the week, Boris Kojo is getting more buns than Steph Curry. Little Baby offering people $200K to make a phone call while he was being arrested, and T-Boz saying that her medical business ain't nobody's business but her own. Let me know what you think about all of that in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.